The UFC is headed to China for only the 4th time in company's history, and we're getting UFC Shanghai. The good news is it's another fight night, and we don't have a Saturday with nothing to watch. The bad news is this card starts at about 5 o'clock in the morning, my time, which means I'm going to get you the content a little earlier than we normally do. You can't wake up on Saturday, get yourself a coffee, do boom, boom in the bathroom while trying to get your last-minute bets in. All of that has to happen ahead of time because this card will start probably right as you're waking up. My name is Angelo. This is We Want Picks, and I'm going to give you my bets for UFC Shanghai. And you might be saying, why should I listen to you, big boy? And I'll say, A, great voice, awesome insight. And B, I've been killing it. I have been killing it. This is what UFC 319 looked like. 2.75 units of net profit, a 50% ROI. And I managed to do that with some wild adjusted odds and some canceled fights. This Nurgozhay money line, I was positive that was going to hit, but we can't operate in theory. So in actual execution, 50% ROI, almost 3 units of net profit. But it wasn't just that card. Let's look at the last 7. Almost 10 units of net profit over the last 7 fight cards. A 27% ROI over the last 7 fight cards. This is not an accident. 1 good event is a fluke. 7, a nice streak of 7 with chaos. That was not an easy fight card. I made money on Alexander Hernandez. I picked Tim Elliott. I avoided the landmines. So if you want to unlock every pick, every bet, every tool, everything that we offer to not only help you make some money, but also lead you to a path of success, go to WeWantPicks.com. It's only $10. It's freaking $10. And it's not $10 an event. It's $10 for an entire month. 1 full month of access is $10. Look what I did. Look what I've been doing. If you signed up at any point in the last 8 weeks or whatever the hell this 7-event span translates to, you've been doing quite well. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. It's literally only $10 for an entire month. It's not just copy-paste bets. We have tools. One of those tools is the line movement tracker. This will give you opening odds, current odds, win probability, and line movement for every fighter on every card. We have a tool called the Prop Hunter. This is a curated set of data. It's specifically designed to help you find prop bets for any fight card that you are watching, and that's because membership is for an entire month. Here's a look at some of the big events you're going to get in this span. You're going to get UFC Shanghai. Then we're going to go back to the middleweight division for UFC Paris. And then we are heading to Noche UFC. I will be there in person with Jacob in San Antonio watching that event. All of this, a million other things that I'm not going to mention because these videos get too damn long and everybody complains. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's freaking $10 for everything. No tiers, no upsell, nothing hidden. $10 instantly. All of it. Let's go ahead and talk about this card. I'm going to talk in some generalities, and I'll give you the bets. Relax. We're going to talk about favorites and dogs. If we're taking a look at some favorites, Michel Pereira, very confident in that bastard. Very confident. It's a short notice fight, but he was on the card. His opponent is stepping up on short notice, Kyle Daukaus. Kyle Daukaus is also being scraped up from the depths of regional MMA hell for this fight card. He was in the UFC, sort of a mixed bag of success, got cut, beat some bums, and now he's back on short notice. Michel Pereira should absolutely run through that dude. He should run through him. This should not be a competitive fight. Now, is it going to be an instant flash finish? Maybe not. But I don't see Michel not having success here. He should absolutely dominate. Zhang Mingyang in the main event. He's minus 400 today while I'm filming this. Come fight night, that's going to be a much wider line. The reality is he's knocking people out left and right. But that's not even who he has to be. He's got great grappling, great submissions, great ground and pound. If you run through his fight history, it's loaded with finishes. But not all of those finishes are on the feet. In this case, he doesn't need a whole lot else. Because Johnny Walker is the chinniest guy in that division. He's only in this main event to get knocked out in China so they can build up Zhang Mingyang. So it'd be insane not to try to capitalize on that. The UFC is giving you a gift. They're like, hey, here you go. This dude is going to beat this guy's ass. That's how we set it up. That's how this is going to go down. Don't overcomplicate it. Bet on him because the odds aren't obscene yet. Then we have a brand new, a UFC debut, and this is a name none of us have ever heard before. And I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, but it is a name we will learn over time because he is very good. We have Taiyilake Nueraji. That wasn't it. This dude is good. He's fast. He's creative. He's fun. He mixes old school karate techniques with new school flying nonsense. Like, he is dangerous. He is fun. He is active, and he is fighting a bar brawler. He's going to smoke Kiefer Crosbie. It's not a competitive fight. That dude is straight up a bar brawler. He doesn't have a whole suite of MMA skills. Nueraji is a good fighter, a very good fighter at that, and he should dominate here. Aljamain Sterling in the co-main event. I love Aljo here. And Aljo's a guy that didn't get a lot of love while he was world champion. But as fights have gone on and as time has passed, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not reading the room correctly, I feel like people are starting to appreciate Aljo. He's not that bad of a dude. He's not boring. His rum is good. I got a whole bottle of it. You see me drink it on stream. I like Aljo in this fight. And a lot of the reason is because of what he did in his last fight. His scrambles with Movsar Evloev were incredible. Movsar is this big Russian wrestler, supposed to be the absolute domination in this division. And Aljo was taking him down, was out-scrambling him, and had a lot of success in that fight. Ultimately, he lost that fight, but it was very close. It was very competitive, and I think Aljamain Sterling showed a lot of people what he can do. He's fighting Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega is a punching bag. Punching bags are tough. You have to be Tung Po from Kickboxer to break open a punching bag. So punching bags are tough. Brian Ortega is tough. Punching bags are not fast. Punching bags don't have great takedowns. That's kind of Brian Ortega. He's great on the ground. He's got phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Very likable guy. I'm sorry that I'm dogging him here, but his striking is not very good. His takedowns are not very good. He's ridiculously, insanely tough, but Aljo's not a guy who's going to fade. He's not going to slow down. All the 5-round experience, all the wrestling, Aljo gets it done. Couple of underdogs. One of them you hate. You people hate the first name on this list. I'm seeing it in the comment. You guys hate that I picked and bet on Waldo Cortez Acosta, and I am surprised. I don't know why you hate it. I am getting more hate for this than when I picked Tim Elliott last week. Turns out I was right then. I'm going to be right now. And if I'm not, like, it is what it is, right? They're fistfights. But Waldo Cortez Acosta, yes, he is fighting Sergey Pavlovich, an absolute beast of a human being with insane power for days. Yes, I get it. I have eyes. I've seen it. But Waldo is faster. He's more athletic. He's cleaner. He's got thunder thighs. We watched Sergey Pavlovich get beat by a jab. Just a regular old school bop, bop. His face was snapping back. If Sergey Pavlovich doesn't knock you out almost immediately, he doesn't have a lot of success. His last fight against Jairzinho Rosenstruck, who has since been cut, he had to shoot takedowns. He's not going to be the better wrestler. He's not going to be more athletic. He's probably faster and hits harder. But I think Waldo is just too athletic, too clean, too smooth, growing at too good of a weight. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta gets it done. I have a bet on him. I'll show you that in the next slide. Maheshate. This is a 50-50 fight. This is a 50-50 fight. I'm going to slightly lean Maheshate here. Because the reality is I've seen him win fights. I know how insanely tough he is. I know how incredible his volume can be. I have seen him win fights. He's fighting Gage. Gage Young is a good fighter. He made his UFC debut on short notice against Evan Elder. He lost that fight, but Evan is good. Gage is not bad either, but if I'm looking at that fight, I'm going to slight lean towards the guy that I have seen win in the octagon at this level. A guy that puts up insane volume and he's very tough. Gage Young is hittable and it's at home. All right, we might get some homer calls here, so factor that in. He's at home. He puts up volume. Gage Young lets his head get snapped back. So I think Maheshate is a decent dog. Kevin Borjas, I think Kevin wins. Just flat out, I think he wins. This is striker versus striker. He's the better striker. Very simple math. And then Diyar Nurgozhay. This is a guy who let us down in his last fight. Wildly disappointing. Absolute clown shoe bum of a fight. On the Contender Series, this guy was a world beater in real life and execution against a guy that they gave him to run through. He got tagged a few times, shot a takedown, and got submitted. It was embarrassing work. He should be embarrassed. He should look in the mirror. He should cry. But I do think he got that out of the way. I think that was so embarrassing for him, he got it out of the way. The loss is gone. No longer this wild prospect. The pressure is gone. He is dangerous. He can wrestle. He can do a lot of things. And I think he can win this fight, and I think those are good odds. And it is tightening. By the time you watch this, he might be a favorite. Like, these odds are closing. I think he opened at plus 170, plus 180, and it's just boop, 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 boop. It might full-blown flip. It's not like he's fighting somebody who has won at this level. They both haven't won. Here's a look at my actual bets. Right now, I am filming this early. It is Monday. I don't have prop bets yet. So I don't have any inside the distance decision, no action. I don't have any plus 3.5s. We don't have prop bets yet. I'm filming this early because this card is early. I'm also filming it early because I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Jacob has a whole bunch of stuff going on. I don't know if we're going to be able to get you one of our normal Tuesday live videos, but I do want to get you all the other content so that you can find your spots, do your research, and get ahead of this card. It's first thing in the morning, Saturday. First thing, wake up, boom, fights. So we have to be a full day early on everything. So let's go ahead and jump in. I mentioned the moneyline bet on Waldo Cortez Acosta. Plus 225. Let me go back a slide. Boop. Here's the odds. Plus 190. Boop. I got him at plus 225. Big difference. Big difference. And that's because I feel like the smarter people are seeing what I see. These are heavyweights and anything could happen. But the reality is those odds were crazy wide. Waldo is winning fights. Sergey Pavlovich, I understand, has a couple of good wins, but it feels like it's trending in the wrong direction. Like knockout, knockout, knockout. Got smoked by a jab. Had to wrestle to beat a guy that is old and no longer in the UFC. That's not the right trend. Where Waldo Cortez keeps getting tougher and tougher opponents, and he's rising to the occasion. Did he look great in his last fight? No. Did he do enough to win? Yes. Moneyline bet on him. Kevin Borjas, for all the reasons I mentioned. I think it's striker versus striker. Not only is he the better striker, he's the more dangerous of the two. His opponent's not very dangerous. And Kevin's tough. So I think that's just a beautiful combination of a winning moneyline bet. I have a half unit at plus 135. I did do the Michel Pereira over 1.5. Now, I know that goes against everything I said, where I said he beats the brakes off of him. Kyle Daukaus is tall and has a weird body. I know. But I don't think Michel's going to come out the bat out of hell that we have seen. I think he's going to slow roll it a little bit. Kyle Daukaus is stupid long, so he might grab some arms, try to slow the pace. If I miss the bet, I miss the bet. We can't be perfect, although I'm about as close as you're going to get. But I do think that fight goes over. Obviously, the odds indicate it goes over as well. Only a half a unit there. Then we have the gentleman that I said was amazing, and I can't pronounce his name, and I parlayed him with Mingyang Zhang. That is not the safety parlay or the unnamed parlay or the premium parlay, whatever the hell we're calling it these days to prevent people from crying. And the reason it's not that is because these odds are not great, minus 178. And he is a UFC debut. I leave UFC debut. We've learned a lot of lessons. You do this for a long enough time, you have learned a lot of lessons. I was very high on Aaron Pico last week. Was that a good read? No. Guy got fucking smoked. He looked good up until getting smoked, but he got smoked. I was very confident in Aaron Pico, but I didn't put him in the safety parlay, and thank God I didn't. But I didn't put him in there because I was like, how many times have we seen these Bellator guys get fucking smoked? So I do think he wins. I don't think it applies to him, but I can't take that chance. Same with Nueraji. I think he dominates here. I think he's fighting an absolute slug of a fighter. But he is a UFC debut. He would not be the first one that chapped our ass. So I left him out of the safety parlay, but I do think this is good. I put 1 unit on it. If you're a little more dangerous, you want to go crazy, that's on you, man. I'm just showing you what I'm doing with my money. Then we have Loner Kavanagh and the over on the Xiao fight. Not you, as in the fighter. The over 2.5 there. Plus 104. I parlayed that. Loner Kavanagh's money line parlayed with the over in the Xiao fight. Loner Kavanagh should win this fight. I like Charles Johnson a lot. He met my wife. He said hi. He was nice to her. He was nice to me. He came up to me. He said hi. I like him. He's Jacob's friend. He's a friend of the show. He's smart. He's funny. I like him a lot. I think this is an uphill battle, though. And picking Loner isn't a slight against Charles. It is I think Loner Kavanagh is good. Because we knew he was a fast, accurate, powerful striker. We knew that already. And then in his last fight, he got hit. And he immediately made an adjustment. He didn't get hit 5 times. He didn't wait till he was almost knocked out like that moron Steve Erceg. He got hit and said, I need to adjust immediately. And then he did adjust immediately. And then he went to wrestle heavy, and his wrestling looks good. His top pressure looks good. Like Loner Kavanagh is good. And the Xiao fight, neither one of them are very dangerous. They're both grapplers, which means we might get some shitty striking or a bunch of grappling exchanges. The over should happen there. That's a plus money bet. I have 2 other bets for premium members, and that's as of right now. It's Monday. So as of right now, I have 2 other bets for premium members. Got a quarter of a unit plus money prop bet, and then we have the parlay. We don't call it by its name anymore because people cry and they throw temper tantrums and they say, but you said it was safe. You said it was safe, so I had no accountability whatsoever, and I ignored everything. I knew he was going to miss, but you said safe, so I put everything on it. So we don't fucking call it that anymore. I just call it whatever the hell I want. But you know exactly which one it is. You'll see it on the website clear as fucking day. Minus 107. You know what the odds were last week? I'll wait. Ask me. Some smartass just said minus 200 because you're a dork dweeb and you're in your mother's basement. Anybody with some brains knows it was plus 158 last week. Plus 158. Can you imagine Big Ange on the streak that he's on right now with a plus 158 safety parlay? And it hit? You don't have to imagine that was a reality last week. Check out every pick, every bet, every tool at WeWantPicks.com. Here's a teaser for the rest of Premium Bets. There is a Dana White Contender Series moneyline bet on the board. Depending when you're watching this, maybe you missed it. It is what it is. There was one last week as well. Bet Sam threw it up, and it hit last week. So maybe this one hits as well. A plus money Contender Series money line. Check that out. We also have a Xiao Long or Long Xiao money line at plus 120. Full unit on that on the board. Not my bet. I believe that's Bet Sam's bet. We have a premium money line bet. 2 full units. We have Bet Sam's Slam of the Week. 3 full units. We have a 4-leg premium parlay. Plus 204, a full unit there. There's 22 plus units of premium bets on the board right now. 6 of them are for future events. The bets are just one small piece of the We Want Picks premium puzzle. Check it all out now. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Here's the 4 events that you will unlock. 3 events. I'm sorry. We have a weird break. 3 events that you will unlock. We have UFC Paris. Very good fight card with a very meaningful main event. You have UFC Shanghai, obviously, and then Noche UFC. I'll be at Noche. UFC Paris is a very important fight here because we have RDR waiting in the wings for a middleweight title. We just had Khamzat beat the absolute brakes off of somebody. Alexander Hernandez just beat the absolute brakes off of somebody. So right now in the title conversation, is it Anthony Hernandez? Is it RDR? Or the winner of this fight? The winner of this fight needs to not only win, but they need to beat the brakes off of their opponent, because if Nasruddin just gets an easy win, what's that do for him? It's not more compelling than RDR. It's not more compelling than Anthony Hernandez. He needs to dominate this fight. Same exact logic with Xiao. Guys, I appreciate the watch. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, please click subscribe. If you've been tailing these free bets and made a couple of bucks, why don't you support the boys? WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. The spectacular run, not only that I'm on, but I think the UFC's on a great run right now. These fights have been entertaining. The cards have been good. We're moving to Paramount in a few months. It is a great time to be an MMA fan. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you the rest of this week for all the rest of the content.